top concern of most employees is, in fact, their learning, their sort of risk of becoming obsolete over the very short term. I'm not talking about 10 years on, I'm not talking about 15 years on, I'm talking about 3 years from now, 2 years from now, a year from now. This is a graph that shows the average tenure of a CEO at an S&P 500 company. It's been going down precipitously since the 70s. Not uncoincidentally, the average lifespan of a company on the S&P 500 has also been going down in the same time period. It's quite short now, right? And in the top companies in the S&P 500, which are all tech companies, by the way, all the top 10, the average tenure of an employee is also dropping. This graph demonstrates how technology computing power is sort of approaching the same capacity as the human brain. The singularity point is in 2020. That's very, very close to now. And that's making people really nervous, right? So, why is this all coming to a head? What is it that you're going to do? How are you going to respond? People use social networks to learn. Think about that for a second. In the environment you're in right now, outside talking with people, engaging with our speakers, engaging with each other, you're looking for successful behaviors to mimic. You learn from your cohort, and so do all of your employees. They build social networks, and it's how they learn how to be successful in the work environment. We don't do any of that in online, corporate, in-person learning, none of it, right? So we don't mimic the way that people learn in the learning that we deliver to them. Doesn't happen. People use that social sort of context, the contextual factors that make up their social network to figure out what it is they have to learn and when and how. Without the social glue, in fact, learning that happens in those other learning contexts, it actually erodes. It goes away. It doesn't stick, right? It's not just that it's not like the learning that they'd like to be doing. It doesn't stay. In sports metrics today, right, they measure everything, literally everything, anything you can think of. And the reason they're trying to do that, not just for betting, although that is one of the motivations, but in fact to find out what that magic combination is that makes a team successful. It's not just the goal scorer, Divock Origi, who's shown here, or the assist, which was Philippe Coutinho, right? It's all the people. And what is it about all the people? Is it the fact that they have a really strong defense, and what aspects of the defense, right? So this is sabermetrics for football, right? And there's literally no end to the data being collected, right? So could you do sabermetrics for work? I mean, this is optimization at the extreme, right? You're trying to tune that engine in a really, really detailed and fine way. But even at a gross level, right, we don't measure a lot of the things that actually count in an organization. We don't measure them. We don't even try. So here's your org chart, or something like it, totally simplistic version, but it takes the point, right? You have hierarchies, people who report to other people. You have people who are working cross-functionally to make products and services, and that's an important way in which you measure their performance. Are they reporting up to their manager, right? Do they have organizational savvy, right? It's one of the performance measures. But the thing we don't measure is this. We never measure that. And that social graph, that's the way a lot of work gets done. It gets done this way. People reach out to their network, right? They find out how to work in this environment. And we just don't know about it because we're not really looking at it. And I think that one of the things that's going to be exciting about the next 10 to 15 years inside of organizations, inside of the corporations that you all are the executive management of, is in fact learning how to both harness the strength, the energy, right, the tech savvy of that up-and-coming group of employees, and marry it with the expertise, the maturity of the people who are there.